Hi class, this is Dr. Halstead. Welcome to week 4. This week we are dealing with another of my favorites. As you're hearing, all of them are my favorites, but especially favorite, Satir's Experiential. And she is one of the hearts of marriage and family therapy. Just deep compassion and caring and focus on the emotion. And this model, for a time, fell a bit out of disfavor as people were thinking therapy needed to be more rational. And she was advocating the use of emotion. So now, obviously, emotion has come into favor with models like emotionally focused therapy, internal family systems. But she was kind of the first one who was charting this, and I think you will love her as you read some of her philosophy and her way of doing therapy. A couple things to watch for is the communication styles, and she, in every session, she would do an experiential component and focus on emotions. So very much the self of the therapist is used in experiential and being kind, compassionate, curious, use of humor, just being a really caring individual. And so these stances you see, often she would identify them in the family system and then have them stand in a certain way that kind of communicated that stance. So the blamer would be standing over the other person, shaking their finger at them, and just different things. So you've probably already seen that in the reading, and just wanted to accent that for you. And then another very useful concept that she brought to the table of marriage and family therapy is the idea of the iceberg. And using that metaphor with clients is really helpful. For instance, one of my post-grad supervisees the other day was working with an adolescent, and she's just in a really tough situation. Lives with her grandma. Her mom died, her dad took off, and just navigates the world with anger. And so we were talking in supervision about using this metaphor of satir, where you talk about the anger being above the water, that just tiny tip of the iceberg, but then everything that's below that. And so talking about the hurt, the confusion, the being on her own, not getting along with her grandma, all that stuff is under the iceberg, but what shows is the anger. So it's just a really good metaphor for anger and a lot of different emotions. So I'm sure you've already seen that or will see that as you continue to do your reading. But I'm working on grading the assignments from last week. Took a couple days for Memorial Day, some needed rest. So I hope you did too. This is a really intense program. I know you obviously know that. But as much as possible, fit in some self-care. The reason it's so intense is because we want to get you through it quickly. We could spread it out over 4 years, but you don't want to do that. You want to get done and get on with your life. So again, I hope you took a little time over the holiday weekend to have some time with family and friends. But let me know if you have questions. I think you'll enjoy doing the mandala this week and just diving into satir. So take care, and I look forward to seeing your assignments.